Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Manifest Tarot. Today we are looking at your self-concept for money and prosperity. Very exciting. And I've got 4 piles today. This first pile is the 10 of coins, which is the 10 of pentacles. This is Tyche, the Greek goddess of fortune and chance and prosperity. And this crystal is the black labradorite heart. The second pile is the 10 of pentacles as well. They're all 10s of pentacles. This is from the Halloween deck. And the crystal is this red carnelian heart. This 10 of pentacles is from the After Tarot. Giant chest of pentacles. And this is the yellow aventurine heart. And this last 10 of pentacles is from the Phantasma Tarot. And of course, I chose the tiger's eye in the shape of a heart for that one, with the 2 tigers on it. So take as long as you want to make your choice, and I will of course leave the timestamps below, and I will see you in your reading. Hi, pile number 1, welcome. You chose this gorgeous 10 of pentacles with Tyche. I love her cornucopia with all of these flowers and yummy things to eat. So we will put her here along with your crystal. Shall put her up so we can have plenty of space for other cards. All right, so we are going to pull a couple oracle cards. I'm going to pull from this deck. I'm going to wake it up here, and we're going to ask it to give us a couple cards. Actually, well, I'm going to pull another one. This one wanted to come right out. All right, so there's 2 from this one. And then I'm going to pull a couple from this one. And I'm thinking that the spirit card is going to be from this one too. This is the one from the bottom of the deck. So what is your spirit card? It is card 15, the deer and oat with healing. Maybe there's something healing within inside you. And I will take 1 or 2 from this deck. What can we get for pile number 1's self-concept with money and abundance? So you got this extremely abundant card. So let's see what you have for your oracle cards. The first one is Moon Dance. She's tripping the light fantastic. The Moonlight Fantastic. This is card number 4, Moon Dance. Let's see what else we have. 22 Like a Bird. Wow. Look at these two. Look at these two. So this one is 22 Like a Bird. Doesn't that look like stars on the bird's plumage? And of course she has wings, gossamer wings. What else do we have? The Turtle and Coriander with Satisfaction. This is card 31. And we have 2 more. Yin Energy, card number 2. Hopefully both of these will fit here. And Orphaned, card number 5. Uh-oh. Let's see. This one wants to be over here, Orphaned. There we go. All right, so we are going to take some cards from several decks. This is the deck that your card came from, and we will wake it up and ask it, give us a couple cards for us to see what is happening right now with pile number 1's self-concept with money and abundance. I have several decks here. We're going to take a few from this deck. What's happening with pile number 1's self-concept with money and abundance? Here's this one. What is happening with pile number 1's self-concept with money and abundance? The cards are just coming right out. This is this next deck. What is happening with pile number 1's abundance mindset? Wow, we have so many cards already. All right, so this is the last deck I'm going to pull from today. We have so many already. Whoop. This one wanted to come right out. All right, this one too. All right, wow. Okay, pile number 1. We have the 9 of Swords with Phobos. The Lovers with Aphrodite. That's a gorgeous card. Very wealthy looking, very rich looking. If you notice, there's a lot of abundance in this card. The Magician. The Page of Cups. The 4 of Swords. Look how peaceful this knight looks. There's a smile on this knight's face. Very content, and the cat is content, and the moon is content, and the bats are content. Everybody's content here. The Sun, wow, pile number 1. Talk about content. This is not contentment. This is sheer joy. Everybody's so happy. Both heads for this giant are very happy. All these skulls are happy. The cat's happy. These potatoes or turnips or whatever these, even the wall paintings are happy. This pumpkin on this vase is happy. Oh, look at the bat is laughing. Everyone's so happy. We have the Ace of Swords. Another bird. Oh, we're gonna have to start lining them up like this. We have the Ace of Wands. Wow, pile number 1. Is there some new venture you're doing? Or is there some new like self-concept? Is there some new thing that you're doing? 6 of Cups. The 6 of Swords. 2 doubles. Pile number 1. Oh my gosh. What is the meaning of these 2 sets here? Well, pile number 1, there's something so important that I really want to show you. The way this came out, did you see this junction of these 2 aces? Aces are new beginnings, new, new ventures opening up. It's just blank slate, things happening. I mean, I don't know if it's like opening up. And they're perfectly underneath this 9 of Swords. And the 9 of Swords is beside this orphaned card. Do you see? First of all, let's see how similar this 9 of Swords and this orphaned card are in color, in mood, lighting, ambiance. It's amazing how similar these cards are. And they came up right together. Remember, this is not a mistake. Remember, I had put this yin card over here first, and then I said, no, this wants to be here. It's because these 2 were like this nexus of something. Is it from your past, pile number 1? Is there something past that's just kind of orphaned in your mind and you're still putting a spotlight on it? Let's just say, I'm just gonna use an example to illustrate my point of what I am thinking, which is, let's say you, just for instance, let's say you bought a house and it was right before the housing crash and you haven't bought a house since, and you might really want another house, but you are putting a spotlight on that last, you lost the house in the housing crash, and you're putting a spotlight on your past failure. Or another example would be, say your parents were bad with money and they never had enough. They were always scrimping and saving, and they just, you felt this kind of their desperation as you were growing up. Of course, this is just an example. These both are just examples of how I am seeing this, is that you now are changing your self-concept. You're working to change your self-concept to be the self-concept that you want with money and abundance and everything, obviously. So, but we're just looking at money and abundance right now. And you're affirming, and you're visualizing, you're scripting, doing whatever method you want to, technique, to change your self-concepts, change your mindset with money and abundance. But still, your mind wants to put a spotlight on your childhood memories. Because this, especially this, it's just, but both of them, I should just put both of them, they're both the same. But look what happens. If we go here, look at this Sun and Four of Bats, or which is Four of Swords. Or if we put the spotlight here, totally different. If we put the spotlight here, totally different. I don't know if it's not focusing where I want it to focus. If we put the spotlight here, anywhere else, all different energy. And then, but your mind keeps on wanting to go back to the spotlight. That's a choice, and I know that this is something that your mind is habitually trained. You and your mind, you have habitually trained it to look at this, whatever it is. But you can train it to go here. Look at this. This has the Lovers and the Magician right next to it. It's like you don't have to work very hard. It's like right next to it, Magician and Lovers. Totally different mood. It's like you're a different person if you're concentrating on this. Look at this. Magician and Page of Cups. Four of Swords and Page of Cups. I know I'm getting my point across, because look at this one. Like a Bird and Satisfaction. Look at these two. So there's a reason why they both came up together. There's a reason why they're both kind of shoved to the side. It's because your money and abundant self-concept, it seems like you're almost there. But no matter how much you shove this memory or this circumstance from the past, even this current circumstance, this could be your 3D that I should have said this as well. This could be your 3D that you're dealing with right now that's unfavorable for you. You don't like it and you want to change it, but you keep on looking at it. You keep on focusing on it, and it is difficult. I know it's difficult to not focus on something that's right in your face. It's like, oh. You know, so it feels like it's like this. It feels like that's all that your life is sometimes. But again, you've been kind of shoving it off to the side of your consciousness, which is great, which is fabulous, but you haven't yet succeeded in pushing it entirely away. Not yet. Look at how different this looks now. And I have so much more to say about this, but I've made my point on this. Your new beginning is right underneath. It's like right beneath getting rid of this Orphaned and Nine of Swords. The new beginning, the nexus of your new beginning, is right behind this Nine of Swords energy. But also, this is diagonally down here. This is diagonally here. This is putting away those memories. It's leaving behind what isn't serving you. See what's happening? They're leaving this lonely, orphaned rock with these 6 swords. They're leaving it behind, and look what the little teddy bear has in their mind is this beautiful little butterfly and the flying, whatever this cute little thing is, dolphin, llama, dragonfly thing, I don't know. It's got a little star. So they're already dreaming about stars and butterflies as they're leaving behind what no longer is serving them. So pile number 1, the main message for you is put aside this completely and allow it to fade away. Put your spotlight somewhere else. I want to specifically put our spotlight right here. Look at this 4 of Swords. It's okay to go off by yourself if you need to. It's okay to take some time when manifesting. It's okay to not get everything all at once in a big landslide that's going to crush you. If all your good fortune comes at once, you might feel overwhelmed. And you know what? If everything comes at once, you might not even be able to appreciate everything. Of course, you would try, but you might not be able to. So pile number 1, what I'm seeing right here is you really getting to admit that it's okay to rest, okay to recuperate, okay to take some time and dream of nice things. Alone. This is a card of being alone but not being lonely. Being alone and being happy. And also taking your time to dream and to, aka manifest, and to think of what you do want. Consciously manifest what you do want. And again, this yin energy. It's interesting how the yin came up right above the sun. The sun, what is the sun? The yin. I'm trying to say. The sun is yang energy, but I called it the yin. The sun is yang energy. If there ever was yang energy, look at this great ball of nuclear energy that we have in the sky, right? In our sky. We think of it as in our sky, but it's really sitting there and we are in it, just in its peripheral. It's so important that it's the center of our solar system, right? It's this giant ball of yang energy. So this is an interesting little L here. Yin, yang, yin. So it's saying it's okay to be yin energy right now to manifest this power. And the four of swords and the 6 of swords are right together. So you're letting go of what no longer serves you by dreaming about what does serve you, and it goes right to everything that you want. I already touched on this a little bit. Oh, and the healing. Of course, this healing is you letting go of what is no longer serving you. Pile number 1. You have a lot of... Oh, I wanted to say this. I touched on it already, but look at this. Just opulence, love of... She's hugging a marble statue. So this is not her hugging a lover. This is her hugging a belonging. It's telling you, for those of you who might be... That's it. That's why this came up right next to these. You might have been told, some of you might have been told, it's wrong to want material things, pile number 1. You should want to be poverty-stricken. It's okay to like material things. She loves her belongings. Look at how much she loves this statue. And this is the giant manifestation card. It's okay to love nice things. It's okay to love being happy and being secure and being satisfied. It's okay to manifest what you truly want. These look like twins. These look like twins, and they actually also look like the same woman. She's magically manifesting her desires in this, and it's just so emotionally charged and fulfilled right here. There's a lot of emotions right here. This whole line right here is a lot of emotions, and what it's saying to us is it's okay to love your manifestations before they come and while they're here. And it's okay to be satisfied. It's okay to dance in the moonlight if you want to. It's okay to be abundant enough that you are able to have no cares. It's okay to be abundant enough that you have all of this happiness, all of this contentment, pile number 1. Pile number 1, this is what I see for you. This is your reading. The spotlight, it's like the spotlight no longer even wants to be here. The spotlight wants to be everywhere else. This is what the spotlight wants to see. Every other thing, it wants you to take your journey away from what no longer is serving you and expanding out to the rest of this reading, pile number 1. Wow, what a beautiful reading. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know you enjoyed this reading because it's a beautiful message, and I thank you for joining me, and if you liked it, I would love it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any future readings, and I will see you very soon. Bye. Pile number 2, welcome to this reading. You chose this 10 of Pentacles from the Halloween deck. So cute. Everybody's happy. All right, as well as your red carnelian crystal. We'll put them both here. And I am for the, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to pull a couple. I was going to go straight to the tarot cards, but I want to pull a couple oracle cards. So this first deck, I'm going to wake up this deck and ask for pile number 2. Let's get a couple oracle cards for pile number 2's money and abundance mindset. And then we'll do this one. We want money and abundance, self-concept messages for pile number 2. So there's this one, and I'm going to take the spirit card for this reading from this deck. This is card number 26, the bee and pomegranate with productivity. So I'm wondering if your money and abundance mindset is very tied to your work, whether you're working for someone else or you're working for yourself. And this is the other oracle deck, and we're going to ask it for a message for you. This card looks like it wanted to come out, and Yes, we will look at your oracle cards first. So we have 16 Eva. She is emerging from the orchid. All right, and we have Flower Spirit, 2 flower heavy cards, so that one's number 10. Such pretty colors. The Mouse and Buttercup with Innocence, this is card 0. And what do we have? Peace. Peace, card number 23. I wanted to take another card from this deck, and I want to take the bottom one. I kind of saw it, and it just was sticking in my mind. This is card number 49, Observer. And do you see the face in the face? There's a moon with a moon face, but there's another face in there. All right, and we're gonna start with the deck that you chose this card from, and we're gonna ask it for 2 cards for pile number 2 for Money and Abundance Mindset. Money and Abundance Self-Concept. And we're gonna use this deck. Let's get a couple cards for pile number 2 for Money and Abundance Mindset. Looks like we're going to have 3 cards from this deck. And we're going to use this deck. In this deck. Oh, looks like these 2 are charging right out for you, pile number 2. It's kind of funny. They almost fell off. All right, and then this is the last deck. I almost forgot about this deck. Whoops. Oh, well, it looks like these 2 really wanted to come out. The cards are jumping out of the decks for you today, pile number 2. All right, what do we have here? The 9 of Swords. This also came out for pile number 1 from a different deck. The Knight of Pentacles. Talk about determined abundance, and it comes right under productivity. Wow. The Page of Cups. This also came out for pile number 1 from a different deck. The Judgment card. The World card. Wow, pile number 2. What's going on with you? The Empress. Wow, pile number 2. I love this bunny down here with the hearts on its chest. Look at how similar the colors and the ambiance are. I'll show you these two closely. I'll show you these 2 closely as soon as we're done with the rest of the cards. The 10 of Cups, another wish fulfillment card. Of course, the 10 of Pentacles is a wish fulfillment card. All right, and then we have the Emperor, which this is the exact card that came up in pile number 1. You have a lot of similarities with pile number 1. The Hermit with Hermes. That's an interesting choice for the Hermit card. And the Queen of Pentacles for you. You've got a lot of strong abundance cards. Pile number 2. All right, so pile number 2, we have these 2 cards here. And it's never a coincidence when cards come up together or like opposite, you know, or just the positions tell a lot to me. Say a lot to me, I should say. And this is really the opposite. This is telling us 2 choices that you have with your money self-concept. You can either be looking to what has happened. Look, this is very interesting because number 1, someone put the sun on the bed. The sun is on the bed. Like, who's putting a sun on a bed? Sun is not supposed to be on the bed. It's supposed to be moons and stars, but not suns. So anyway, but she is maybe waking up from a nightmare, and she's very upset and sad. Look at how concerned the cat is for her. Look at how concerned the moon is for her. And these bats don't look very threatening. Look at this one's upset. I mean, they're all just kind of hovering there, being concerned for her. They're not even being threatening. They're just like, are you okay? Are you okay? We didn't mean it. Maybe we scared you. We're sorry. But she can't see any of that concern because she's so immersed in her own inner world. We want to be immersed in our inner world because that's how we consciously manifest. But not in this way. This is exactly the opposite way that we want to be. We want to be enjoying and noticing what is good. So being being an observer of your thoughts, not an absorber of your thoughts. Of course, you can absorb the good thoughts, but look at what this coyote, it might be a fox. The person who made this card might have intended me to read it as a fox, but I love coyotes, so I'm going to read it as a coyote, which is good because Hermes is the god of, a trickster god. He's the god of thieves. So yes, we want this coyote energy. So the coyote is staring right at this face in the moon. It's not staring at this face in the moon, it's staring at this nebulous face in the moon. This nebulous face might symbolize the things in your past or the things in your self-concept with abundance and money that are causing you to feel like this, even a little bit of the time. What is so interesting, pile number 2, is that this exact space was occupied by the same cards. Not this card, but this card. This card came out in pile number 1 in the exact same space. So if you're drawn to pile number 1, you might want to look at it because it's extremely similar. We have, yes, so one of the main messages for you, pile number 2, is to be an observer of your thoughts, not an absorber of your thoughts. If you're having thoughts that are quote unquote bad, be an observer of them, not an absorber. Because what is between this 10 of Pentacles, which is the card you chose, which is abundance, and this 10 of Cups, which is another both of these are wish fulfillment cards. They are prosperity, wish fulfillment, and emotional and prosperity, wish fulfillment. Very, very fortunate cards. What's between them? The Nine of Swords. What is on each side of this Nine of Swords? So many favorable cards are all crowding around this Nine of Swords. We've got productivity, which is happy. This is not, I mean, the bee perfectly symbolizes what is like your self-concept that you are either working toward or that you already have most of the time, which is the bee is never like being busy for no reason. The bee is really productive exactly the way it needs to be to survive. They make honey like nobody's business, right? And they always make enough to survive even the worst winter. They always have a surplus. They always have a surplus. The Ten of Pumpkins, which is Pentacles, is surrounding the Nine of Swords. The Observer is surrounding the Nine of Swords. This other the wish fulfillment cards, so both wish fulfillment cards are around there. The Magician, which is like the embodiment of manifestation. It's the manifestation card of the tarot deck, is surrounding the Nine of Swords. And this Knight of Pentacles, which is so interesting that it came right underneath productivity, because it's such a good complement to the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. The knights are always forward movement, but the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest, and it is, so this is the progress of the Knight of Pentacles. Plan your next step, take your next step. Plan the next step, take that next step. Plan the next step, take that next step. Plan the next step, you know, ad nauseum. And getting wealth and abundance and, you know, with a great money mindset, but not doing it as, just doing it each step, each step, each step. And going, pretty soon, they're out of your sight because they're so productive and they're so prosperous that they are out of everybody. They're out in the stratosphere of success. Pile number 2. And so there's no mistake that the Magician is right under the Page of Cups, which is just lots of just total emotional, like, what am I trying to say? Just an explosion of emotional potential. And Eva, I don't know if they're, so it is, yeah, it's Eve. I'm assuming because it's the snakes. So this Eve card, again, I mean, these are just beginnings. They're new beginnings. They're new, fresh potential. So pile number 2, your life and your money self-concept and your abundant self-concept, it seems it's like burgeoning. And with this Judgment card, things are trending upward. It's like, boom, just like this Knight of Pumpkins was going, boom. Your World card is going, your Judgment card is going out into the stratosphere of success. This is your code word, stratosphere of success. Comment that down below. Stratosphere of success, pile number 2. The World card. This is the most wonderful card for you to get in a reading, because it's promising you the world. And this Empress, oh gosh, pile number 2, so many things. Look at this. Yeah, this is one of the things I wanted to show you, is these 2 cards. from the color to the meaning to the ambiance to everything about these two cards, so similar. And it is being at peace with your abundance. This deer is at peace with her abundance. She's abundant and she's able to enjoy it and to just know that she can enjoy it, and she's going to be just as abundant tomorrow, if not more. Abundance is her birthright. That's what she knows. Abundance is her birthright. Do you think a deer has any feeling of I'm not good enough? If a deer comes across this beautiful lush green grass and the only thing that is there is her and she gets to eat all of it, do you think she's standing there going, I'm not good enough for this? No, she's going to eat it. She's just going to stuff her gullet. That's what you are being urged to channel, and it looks like you are, because this Knight of Pentacles, I feel like maybe you've got two different things going on. I feel like it's like this, pile number 2, where this Knight of Pentacles is going this way, and I knew that it wasn't right. So it's like this. So this is your Judgment card, so it's like this. So the Knight of Pentacles is going this way, and the Judgment is going this way. But maybe you want both to go this way. Maybe you want both to go this way. I feel like there's two different things in your life, in your money and abundance life. Maybe there's something that you really want to go well, but it's not going as well. The thing that you really want isn't going as well as the thing that you don't necessarily care too much about, but it's going better. And I feel like you think one is like, okay, it's going well, and the other one's like, wow, it's going great. And you want both to be like, wow, they're both going great. But you might be bringing some anxiety into the one that's not going as good as you want it to. So the Queen of Pentacles, all right, I have two more here. Hermes is the trickster god. He's the god of thieves. He's the god of travel. He was the one who had the winged sandals. He was the messenger god. He was able to go between the earth and Mount Olympus. He was able to fly around, and yes, he brought me. Yeah, he was a messenger for. There was a goddess that was also ran messages, but he was able to do messages and errands with his winged sandals. The thing is, I feel like there is some sort of trickery, and I'm wondering, for some of you, pile number 2, some of you might have somebody that you're seeing as this person, that you're seeing as this force that's outside of you. And you might be attributing too much importance and control to this person or this entity. Like, this might be a person, a rival in business, or it might be a concept like the economy. And again, there's no mistake that it came up with the Queen of Pentacles, because there's some trickery. Do you see where he's side-eyeing the observer? He's half hidden. He's kind of hunched in. He's hugging himself. She's staring at the observer with complete confidence. She's surrounded by lions, and she's still like, I'm fine, I'm great. She's so abundant. This is the embodiment of abundance and the embodiment of creature comforts. Maybe that's why she's with some lions, because she's the embodiment of creature comforts, of just being completely well taken care of and loving it. So again, it's a lot of this Empress energy too, where it's being abundant and enjoying it. Did you get told a lot as a child or even as an adult that you have to be humble and that you can't, like rich people are bad, and you know, if you have to help people before you help other people, before you help yourself, or any of those things? Pile number one. I'm sorry, pile number two. Did you get told any of that when you were a kid? Because that might be one of the things. This card is alone in this entire spread. This card alone is saying something doubtful, doubts and fears. And look at all of these beautiful new beginning, peace, love, manifestation, wish fulfillment, the world, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, everything. So this is sticking out like the proverbial sore thumb. There's something in your past, pile number two, that is holding a part of your abundance in kind of a stagnating pattern. That instead of both going up, one is going sideways while one is going up. Or maybe they're both, maybe this one is like forcing this one to go sideways. Not that the Knight of Pentacles is a bad one. The Knight of Pentacles is an extremely powerful and also an extremely abundant card. It's not like I'm saying that Knight of Pentacles is not a really awesome card. It's just that you might want stellar success that comes all at once. So your money mindset, your abundance and money self-concept looks like 98% great, but there's something that you might need to examine from your past. People telling you, it seems like people telling you something is what I'm seeing. People saying blah blah blah, you know, what I said before, and affirming the opposite of that, really just looking inside with calmness and observing your thoughts, being an observer of your thoughts, not an absorber of your thoughts, is the way to go. Pile number two. So this is what I see as your reading. It's a great reading. It's a wonderful reading. It's such an interesting and such abundance. Pile number two. I know you enjoyed this reading because it's so filled with abundance. And if you did, I'd love it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future readings. I will see you very soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number three. Welcome. You chose this cute 10 of Pentacles with they're so prosperous that they allow the children and the dogs to play with the money. Now that's prosperous. Along with your yellow aventurine crystal, which we will put here. And I am going to pull some oracle cards for us. This is the first deck, and we are going to ask it for a couple cards for us for your money and abundance self-concept. These two. And we'll do this deck. Let's ask for pile number 3's money and abundance self-concept cards. And I'm going to pull the spirit card from this deck, which is the card from the bottom of the deck. Wow. We have a bunny. The bunny, the hare and the oak with new opportunities. This is card 3. They mistakenly called it a hare instead of a bunny. In my opinion, it should be bunny. All right, and then we are going to take a couple more oracle cards from this deck. Let's ask for another one for pile number 3, for pile number 3's money and abundance mindset. Let's see what these oracle cards have for us. Number 1, day and night. What a lovely card. She's got the sun and the moon. What an interesting illustration. And then let's see. Listen. Card number 6. She's creating new neural pathways. All right. This one is the moth and eucalyptus with an ending. This is card 13. We have yang. Ooh, this is card number 1. So pile number 1 had yin energy, the yin card. So you have the yang card. And poised, this is card 48. Poised for new opportunities, pile number 3. Poised for new opportunities. All right, so you had this one. So we will take cards for you. This is the deck that we got your 10 of Pentacles from. So we will take cards from that first and ask it for a couple cards for us for your self-concept for money and abundance. And we have this deck. Give us a couple. I see them already. I couldn't even get my question out. Well, it looks like this one wants to come out too, so we'll take 3 from this deck. And this one. Give us a couple cards for pile number 3. Oh, here's 2 right here. And then we'll take a couple from this deck. Give us a couple cards for pile number 3's money and abundance self-concept. And then we'll take 1 from this deck. All right, pile number 3. I'm so curious. Let's see what we have. The Hermit. The Hermit that is no longer the Hermit because he has friends now. The 10 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Pile number 2 also had the 10 of Cups from a different deck. The Tower with Poseidon. Wow, the Sun with Helios. Lots of power here. Temperance with Artemis. You only have one wish fulfillment card and the rest are major arcana so far, pile number 3. You're powerful. The 3 of Swords. Oh. What's going on, pile number 3? The 3 of Cups. Look at the difference. Oops. All right, so we had to do a little, I didn't notice before, but these have little, we have to put some modesty things on this 3 of Cups. But anyway, isn't that interesting that you got a 3 of Swords. Look at the difference in mood. This is heartache and loneliness and stagnation. And this is movement and joy and togetherness. One right after the other. I was going to put this one here, but I feel like it came out this way to show us some sort of difference here. So, let's see. We have the 4 of Swords, and this is the 3rd of 4 readings where it's come out, and isn't that interesting? I know that it came out in pile number 1. I think it also came out in pile number 2, but if not, then it was the same energy. Wow, you're getting a lot of double energy here. We have the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Pumpkins, which is Pentacles. Uh-oh. We're running out of space. Ooh, the King of Pentacles. The embodiment of abundance. Pile number 3. Look at his head is exploding with abundance. He's just an explosion of abundance. He's exploding from the inside with abundance, and he's so abundant that he's making the universe more abundant from inside himself. Are you poised for success? Pile number 3. So pile number 3, I feel like this card is symbolizing the main message of your reading. This is either what you are channeling with your money and abundance mindset or what your target is. This is what we are seeing here. Look at this. We have the Sun, which is the personification of yang energy for our solar system, is the Sun, obviously. It's a giant ball of nuclear energy that all of the life in our planet, on our planet, is dependent on. It's completely, we are completely dependent on the Sun for our life. And so much raw power. And also we have Poseidon, which is the ruler of the seas. There was another god which is the personification of the sea. He's the ruler of the sea. And you know the Tower? This deck's Tower card, I always read it as more of potential and energy rather than destruction, because Poseidon is not destroying anything right now. He's got the potential for it. He's got the potential, and so he has the power. So this is, for this deck, I read this Tower card as potential and energy. Potential, these are the three things that I feel like this card symbolizes. Potential, energy, and potential energy. That's what this card means to me. And it's no mistake that these two cards are in the center. Everything is pulling in to these two cards. And this is just reminding us what kind of energy. I know it's kind of funny because Yang is fire and this and Poseidon is the sea, and the sea is wet and cold or whatever. But together they are power. That is Yang. That's this water is very yin energy, but the way this is being presented to us as this raw tower energy and power of the sea, this is Yang. This is still Yang energy, even though it's wet and cold. And what is right next to this? It's so interesting. We have these two. All right, so Temperance is Artemis. Artemis is, there was another goddess earlier that was the goddess of the moon. Artemis became, like, kind of took that over. And she's also goddess of the hunt. So that's interesting. So we have Temperance, the Four of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. So what does this all mean? And again, there's no mistake that this Four of Pentacles came right underneath the Ten of Pentacles, because they're supposed to be read together. The Four of Pentacles is some abundance, but also kind of, you know, say you didn't have, like, say you were, this is just to illustrate my, I'm not saying you, pile number 3, but I'm saying, I'm using this story to illustrate a point. Say that you had such terrible money situation that you couldn't have you couldn't eat your fill for a week. And then you all of a sudden got a windfall and you were able to just get this huge meal. I mean, like, you go to a restaurant and you order 3 full meals, way more than you could ever, you have 3 big plates, you know, and you eat more than you could ever fit in your stomach. And you see, your friend comes in and says, hey, what's going on? Can I have a French fry? And you're like, no. Even though you know that you could never eat it all, you're still gonna keep it. That's what this Four of Pentacles, that's one of the meanings. That's one of the things. And for this reading, I feel like this, it's kind of at odds with this illustration. I mean, it is, you know, being successful and getting some success. But there's an energy of, if you hoard the littler success, you're not going to see or allow the bigger success. You are just abundant. So you tempering your energy, tempering your expectations in a different way than people normally say. You know, temper your expectations. Don't expect too much. That isn't what we're saying. We're saying temper your expectations of just a little bit, just a couple plates of food. You're going to be able to buy the whole restaurant. So don't think you're only going to get these 3 plates of food. You're going to get the entire restaurant. That's illustrating my point here. We have this Four of Swords, which keeps popping up in these readings today. Pile number 3, we're seeing some rest and some contemplation. We have the Hermit and we have the Four of Swords. So what this is saying to me is, and plus the new opportunities, if you, and the listen, I forgot, so we have so many saying the same thing. We could even do this ending in here. And the three, I mean, it's all saying, I would be pulling out the entire, I'm pulling out more and more cards. Is there something that's going on? There's something going on. There's some like little thing. Maybe it could be as little as a new opportunity. That something's ending and it's bringing a new opportunity. You're poised for this new opportunity, but it's listen and go off on your own and really listen. It could be listen for, the ending that you're experiencing could be just saying, hey, we're making way for new opportunities. We're making way, and we're making space for wonderful things. It could be saying, you don't even know, you, pile number 3, don't know exactly what you want. So you have to listen to your own wishes. The first thing that if we're consciously manifesting, the first thing we have to figure out is, what do we want? What do we want? So this card is going to be saying one of two things to you. Some of you, pile number 3, you already know what you want. And so you're just creating new neural pathways. You're creating new neural pathways so you can concentrate on what you do want. For others of you, you're actually, there's a little ladybug on here. Did you see this? Over here. How cute. For others of you, pile number 3, you have to listen, and the listening is, you have to listen to actually find out what you do want. So both of these, the Hermit and the Four of Swords, is going within, going into yourself and listening to yourself. But again, do you know exactly what you want? Then skip forward, skip ahead to doing whatever techniques you need to do to get yourself in the state of being that person. Do you want to be a famous singer? Get in that state. Do you want to be become a supervisor at your job? Get into that state. Do you want to be president of the United States? Get in that state. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. You get my point. But the other, so that's number 1, if you already know what you want. But number 2, if you don't know what you want, the most urgent and fundamental thing you have to do is to figure out what you do want. There's no use to try to manifest unless you know what you actually want. Pile number 3. So this listen card is either listening to yourself to figure out what you want, or if you do know what you want, creating those new neural pathways to get into the state. And then you're just poised for success. Then you're just poised for success, and the success does not take long. You are, look, she's a dancer. Maybe some of you want to become dancers. We have this. You took out all the cards. Yes, and if there's an ending in your life, in the 3D, that means that's just bringing space for a new beginning. But it could, this ending could just be signifying an ending internally, like a how should I say it? How should I say this? It could be just signifying an ending to the old you, you know, the ending of the person that you don't want to be. That's ending, and the person that you do want to be, you're calling that into yourself. Oh yes, of course. I knew this had a counterpoint. So funny. And these came out of the same deck. So this is the ending and the new opportunities. The ending is here hanging out. It's like just comes in. Okay, something's ended. The new opportunity is already hopping right in. The new opportunities hopped right in, and they're there for you. And that's your spirit card too. Pile number 3. So we already touched on this, but right when they came out, but there's some sort of thing, stagnant energy, that is totally being supplanted by the new, vibrant, wonderful camaraderie energy. And that's why the 3 of Swords and the 3 of Cups came out one right after the other. And that's why the ending and the new opportunities came out right together too. That's why you have day and night. That's why we have these, like, the same thing. We have the 4 of Swords, which is being alone and contemplative, and the 4 of Pumpkins, which is Pentacles, working. I mean, look at the difference in energy. We have a lot of yin and yang. The energy is completely different, just time after time. And even in our center 2 cards, which is a lot of power, yang energy, we have the sun and we have the sun and the ocean. Hot, bright, dry, cold, dark, wet. Even within the power, even within your nexus of power here in your reading, it's 2 opposites. Very interesting. And then again, of course, as I said, 4 of Pentacles is hoarding in the smaller, what am I trying to say? The smaller success, holding in the smaller success, but soon after you're getting a giant success. So you have 2 wish fulfillment cards. The one you picked, 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. And then we're going to end pile number 3 with this King of Pentacles, embodiment of everything that you want. So the only thing that, again, that you are, your money mindset, some of you are going to be ready to just manifest, listen to your wants and manifest, create your new neural pathways to manifest exactly what you want by turning your attention away from what you don't want. Some of you are turning your attention away from what you don't want by discovering what you do want. So this is your reading, pile number 3. It's very fascinating. I know you enjoyed this reading because it's a stunning reading. Look at how powerful you are. Look at how happy you are. You're promised wealth and happiness, and the embodiment of wealth and abundance. So thank you very much for joining me. If you liked this reading, I would love it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any future readings. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I'll see you very soon. Bye. Pile number 4, welcome to your reading. You picked this 10 of Pentacles. Such a powerful card, powerful illustration. I love this. Love this card. And your tiger's eye, of course. We had to choose the tiger's eye for the tigers on the card. And I am going to pick a few oracle cards for us. This is the first oracle deck, and I'm going to ask it for a couple cards for you, pile number 4, for your self-concept in money and abundance. And then this is the second deck. We're going to take one card to be your card for this, and then we'll also take the spirit card from the bottom of the deck. Ooh, I love this one. This is a fun one. The salamander and black pepper. This is card 17, the salamander and black pepper with inspiration. Who doesn't like a black and yellow salamander, may I ask? And then this deck, we're going to take some oracle cards. Take one more. I feel like one more time. There you go. So let's see what we have for oracle cards right now. Pure Nature, number 7. Look at that rose and the bud. The bud is the size of her head. There's that. And Eva. Eva's already come up, I think, with pile number 2. This is card 16. This is card number 16 as well. Came up twice. 16 and 16. The crow and dogwood with intelligence. Card number 18 is serendipity. Ooh. Pile number 4. What's going on with you? And then this is card 15, message in a bottle. So we have 2 16s, 1 15. And then, wait a minute. What? This is 17, 16, 16, 18, and 15. The only one that's kind of out of it is 7. Wow. Pile number 4. You're all grouped over in the same thing. So this is the same deck that we got your main card from that you picked. So we'll ask it for a couple cards for us for your self-concept and money and abundance. And we will pick some more cards for you. We're going to do this deck next. We want a couple cards for pile number 4 for money and abundance. In this deck, oh, there's already 2 right there. We'll do this deck. Pile number 4 needs a couple cards for their money and abundance self-concept. And then this is the final deck we're going to pull from. Pile number 4 needs a couple cards. There we go. So curious. Let's see. The 2 of Pentacles. We're already starting off with the Pentacles. All right. The Mentor. That's what this deck calls the Hierophant. And we have the 5 of Wands. Ooh, the King of Pentacles. The embodiment of abundance. Pile number 4. We have the 3 of Swords with Eros. The 4 of Swords with Hypnos. This crystal was trying to peek out. We have the we have the 2 of Pentacles again. Some sort of balance going on. The 9 of Ghosts, which is Cups. A wish fulfillment card. The King of Swords. It's right under the King of Pentacles. I'm so curious. The 7 of Cups. Wow. What an interesting reading. All right. Pile number 4. You're obviously highly intelligent. You are obviously highly intelligent and highly skilled at whatever you're doing. I see 2 things here. I see you working really hard, balancing everything. Maybe even you're someone's mentor. You're working, you're just pulling things together. You're working, you're making choices. You are working and working and working, and you are laser focused on what you want. Are you micromanaging your manifestations? Are you trying to micromanage the 3D? Are you trying to micromanage your success? Are you trying to micromanage yourself? Are you not allowing yourself? As I see this, I see 2 things here. I see a lot of choices, being balanced. You know, I have 2 balancing things, and you know, this is kind of when I I like to say that when I get 2 cards, it's squared. You know, it's 2 of Pentacles squared. It's extremely powerful when you get 2 of the same card. The thing is, it's good because look at these 2 figures. They're balancing on the tippy toes of 1 foot. And they're doing a really good job, but you know how difficult that is, right? You're not going to want to do that for more than a couple seconds. They're making it look effortless. Maybe these tiny, tiny little wings are helping out a little bit, keeping them balanced. But even so, who's going to want to hang out all day doing this? And I feel like you might be hanging out all day doing this. And also, this figure is also on, you know, on the balls of their feet. They're not they're not on point like these 2. But this figure is still on the balls of their feet, and they're balancing these 2 jack-o'-lanterns, and everybody's admiring their prowess. But again, even this weird giraffe dinosaur thing in the background. But who wants to do this all the time? And I feel like you're doing this, pile number 4. You are working so hard at your manifestations. You're working so hard in your 3D. You're working so hard at manifesting. You're working so hard all over the place that you are I'm trying to think of how to say it. You are making success. You're being successful, but you're also creating your own heartache. You're like mourning after, not mourning after. It's not like, it's not morning as opposed to evening. It's mourning as in like in grieving. You're grieving, aka mourning, this free-spirited, carefree person that you used to be before you started consciously manifesting. I'm hoping that I'm making myself clear. It's not that I'm saying you have to stop manifesting, but I feel like your self-concept for money and abundance is, the 5 of Wands is, the 5 of Wands is so much work. Everybody's bashing each other with their wand, and they're mucking around in the mud, and they're tearing each other's hair, and they're just flailing their fists. But nobody's winning. No one's losing. Everything's stagnant. And if you think about it, if you look, these two characters and this one, they're stagnant. They're successful in their small little realm. Like no one else, no other cat / bat ballerinas are standing on point on these little pentacle starfish things as well as these two. But who else wants to do this? They're stagnant because they're successful in this small thing. And this character is also, oh, I'm the best at juggling these 2 jack-o'-lanterns, but like who else is going to want to, like, no, I'm going to I'm going to juggle these jack-o'-lanterns just as well as you. Yes, so pile number 4, I feel like you are trying to micromanage both your manifestations and your 3D. So there's a bunch of things that you're trying to juggle, that you're trying to balance, that you're mucking around with other people, and you could just take a step back and allow yourself some peace. Allow yourself some fun. And allow yourself to not have to make all of the choices that you've been doing. You don't need to, pile number 4. That's not your job. Because look at these two. And it's so funny because they're totally across from each other, but they came out of the same deck. And they're both saying the same thing. This one is obviously, this is serendipity. It's kind of chance and luck and things, that of that nature. This message in a bottle, which is kind of a cute card. I mean, I don't know if you saw this well enough, but there's an old-fashioned rotary telephone inside this bottle. So it's not even a little coiled up note. It's actually a telephone. Anyway, and this pelican is figuring out how to get inside to make a call. It's gonna have to use its beak to dial. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, this leaving space, a message in a bottle, you don't know what's gonna come out of the bottle. You don't know what the message is, right? So it's also serendipitous. Whatever message you're gonna get, you don't know. And if you're so busy balancing everything and running around making choices, scribbling furiously on your little scroll with your quill pen and bashing around with others, you're not going to allow that 3D expression of your manifestation to come out in a way that might even be more wonderful, and it's also going to be way less effort. Way less effort, pile number 4. You are going to be so much happier if you just take a step back. And you know, I'm not saying take a step back from your manifestations, but I'm saying take a step back from working so hard and enjoy your rest, because there's so much coming out that is saying the same thing. We've got inspiration along with serendipity, message in a bottle. We've got inspiration, pure nature, Eva, serendipity, the mentor, King of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Does anybody control nature? I mean, we can control nature up to a point, but even if we, that's the thing, that's a miracle of nature. We can plow up an entire grove of trees, cut them all down, put cement on this and make a big parking lot. But then what happens? It doesn't take too long before little weeds start growing up out of the cracks. It doesn't take too long before, you know, a little pile of dirt that's in a corner, a little seed germinates and sprouts up. It doesn't take very long for leaves to fall on it, for little salamander, whatever, lizards to run onto it, and snakes and birds and things. Just nature takes over, and we can control nature, but we really can't. We think we can, but we can't. It is immediately, even before we finish turning this grove of trees into a parking lot, nature's already starting to take it over. And it's only by constantly working at it and mucking around with it that we keep it at bay. So I think that your self-concept is saying that only by constantly working can I succeed. And what I'm seeing here is you are being shown that you don't need to constantly work and constantly be on top of every single detail, because look at how chilled these people look. They're just totally chilling out. They're totally chilling out. And look at the one that's the most successful, the 2, but really the King of Pentacles. Someone is, you know, this bull is charging around whatever, but the King of Pentacles is just sitting there being happy. And the 9 of Pentacles, which is wish fulfillment, the 9 of Pentacles is just sitting around. The most successful cards are the ones that are doing the least. And the most successful, the most bountiful are also doing the least. They're just standing there. They're just standing around. All these others are either being active or being sad. So you are being told that you are powerful, even if you are saying, I don't need to take that action necessarily. You can consider every action that you take. You can consider it. You can use your intelligence instead of using your intelligence to muck around with everybody else and struggle and strain. You can use your intelligence to assume the mindset of the person who gets to sit and have things brought to them, or whatever else that you want. You assuming the mindset, you assuming that you are the person that you want to be, is the only thing you have to do to manifest, as Neville Goddard says. So this is not saying that you cannot be a dancer. You don't have to not. It's not like you can't, you aren't going to have to practice. Let's take ballet as an example. It's not like you don't have to practice and work at being a ballerina. You're not going to be a ballerina by sitting around eating chips on the couch 24/7. But assuming that you already are is also just as important. Plus, imagining yourself as the success that you want to be is the magic, is where we consciously create. And so this is what I see for you in these cards, pile number 4. You're such an intelligent and hardworking person, and you deserve to know that you are a success already, and just to embody the state of who you want to be. And that is your true success, pile number 4. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. It's an amazing reading. I know that you enjoyed this reading because it was so just filled with this magical realization that you are already enough the way you are for any amount of abundance that you would ever want. I would love it if you like the video and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss future readings, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.